Welcome back to the garage here at Basin Motorsports. So when I left you last time on the 86 Mustang, I had just finished up getting most of the interior in. I had steam cleaned or used the upholstery cleaner on the seats. And the last video I showed you was how to change out the door, I guess glass, weather strip, whatever you want to call it, on the top of the door panel. Well, let's get you caught up on where everything is today, and let's start from the interior. So here's kind of the finished interior. Now you can see all the carpet in, all the seats are in, door panels are on, obviously all the seals are changed, and now half the interior is probably new, half is still left over from the original 86, but the carpet fits very well. You can see I've kind of got the scuff plates in there. And then if you notice down on the very bottom there, along the sill, that is all wrapped also. So it matches the titanium, matte titanium from Avery Dennison that I'm doing the car in. So everything there is good. And obviously, like I showed in the last video, the door panels are completely done. Now as I show you the outside, I have already set the doors to the quarter panel, which is at about 5.5 millimeters between the edges, so you've got a nice gap. You can also see that that is now set to the door and the front fender. I've also put in all the seals on the windows, so the run rubbers for the glass, everything is painted to match. Even has a door mirror there that is painted. Front window trim is also in. I need to finish up the hood, get it put on, and then I'll finish putting in the grill, or the cowl vent. It's on top of the car, so it is done, just waiting for that, just so I don't scratch it when I put everything in. Now keeping with the theme on the exterior, I've also started working on bumpers. Now the taillights on these, if I showed you way back when, were completely garbage. They were cobbled together pieces of plastic. I can't even imagine they even would pass inspection. So I went and got a couple different new panels. Now these are painted gray, so they do match the car. They're also painted inside. Now this is a Duplicolor or a Rust-Oleum, I don't remember the brand, but it's a metallic. So it's meant to be a chrome. Now if I show you the top versus the bottom is what's stock. It comes like a silver paint. The top is a chrome metallic paint. Now this will add a lot of bit of reflectivity from the bulbs and make them much brighter. And since I have it apart, I might as well do it that way. So I do have both left and right. There's both left and right together, so you can see that these are painted. The exteriors are done in the gray, the truck gray to match. And I do have the lenses done also. So now I did have one that I got off a salvage yard car, so it's like an 85 GT, I think is what it was. I brought it home, completely sanded it down, and painted it. So it's the trim color on these is this SEM charcoal gray, so it completely matches everything else on the car. They are then clear coated in a gloss clear, and this is the one that I got for, it's a reproduction I got from LMR, and it was a little lighter. So when you buy these, they come in a lighter gray, and because I wanted it to match the car and especially the other taillight, so I did sand this lightly on this and gave it 2 or 3 coats of gray just to make sure I had a good clear coat. And then I sanded the lenses also with 1000 grit. And these also have a gloss clear on them. So if I show you, you can kind of see how glossy they are. These are a gloss clear between both. They look fantastic. They will look great on there. The last thing to do on these is just to put in the butyl and the clips. I took all the old butyl out around there, so I need to put that back in. I've got some new 3M clips on there. Snap these together. I also need to put on the gaskets on the back down here. And then these can go on the car as soon as the bumper is wrapped. Now on the back of the car, I had shown you that I wrapped around the license plate area. Everything that will be visible once the taillights are put on, that is completely done. The bumper itself, I had sanded up to 1500 grit. I did some fill work on the trim section, so that has some filler in it. Thankfully, there was no punctures or anything else in there, so everything is done there. That is now painted. And you notice on the upper and lower levels of the trim, I have also painted that. So now I need to go back through and just resand the areas to make sure I get a good bond or a good adhesion with the vinyl wrap. But those two pieces, the upper half and the lower half, or I guess you upper third, lower third, will be wrapped, and those will be in the matte titanium, so they'll match. And then once that is done, I will put it on completely. Have the taillights done. You can see them sitting in there together. They're in there. And then put the taillights in. And then that will be done for that section. And then I just have the hatchback spoiler that needs to go on. So I need to do on some fill work there and get that sanded to and wrapped. So here's where I'm at with the front bumper. I have already sanded this down with 80 grit. It did have a big tear across the trim, across the bumper there. You can see a little bit of indentation right there where the license plate goes. I think somebody somewhere along the way hit a trailer hitch on a truck, is my guess. So I fixed the split there, which was actually between the top of the trim and the bumper. That is fixed with epoxy. I have another spot down there. Show you the duct tape in there, so that was holding it together while the epoxy was drying. And then everything else is filler. So I just have sanded everything, the headlight buckets, did some filler work there where it was a little choppy. I need to go through and sand this all with 80 grit, get it back down, and then I will do some primer work on anything that has filler on it now, and then I will primer the buckets. I will do the trim itself, and then on the very bottom of the bumper, I'm going to paint the opening there. That way I don't have to worry about wrapping in there. It'll paint with the SCM gray and it'll all match and look really good. So this is going to be a little bit more work, but I've already kind of shown you how to sand, paint, wrap, etc. on the WideFox. So if you guys need that, I'll put a link up here to the playlist of how to wrap a Mustang. It shows you everything I've done so far and just the last bumper pieces. And of course, the last thing beyond that is the hood. The hood is not going to be a lot of work. It needs a little bit of filler, some metal work to get rid of rust, and then it will be wrapped and put on the car. So I still have a little bit left with getting the, I guess everything else is done, but nothing that I have done other than the spoiler itself. Everything else has been done before on the WideFox, so I didn't plan to show it. I forgot about doing the spoiler, so I need to add that into my work list, but I will video that separate just so someone has a question of how to do it. I have my idea of what I'm going to do, and I'll show you that, but the bumpers themselves on painting, sanding, wrapping, all of that has been done before, and I'll put a link up to the playlist for that, so you guys, if you need it for any reason, you can go check it out. Otherwise, the next video, I'll do 2 more videos after this. One is going to be that spoiler that is over here, and then I will do one that is going to be the end. The end of it, it'll be for sale. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of this month. That will be the end of March 2022. It will be up for sale, and price on it is going to be $8,500, $8,500. I think that's pretty fair for the market. I've seen some stuff of less quality and way higher price. So in that, I'll go through all the specs of it, but you guys pretty much know. And if you're thinking, oh, I want to check out what's in this, you can go to the end there, check out the playlist for this car exactly, and you can see all the work from when I picked it up all the way through what I've done, and I'll do a review, kind of the last little detail of everything, inside, outside, under, and all that. So that's it. This catches you up with the last bit of work on the 86 Mustang, the Gray Lady, and we're weeks away from being done and having it either as a show car or a sale car or both, and we'll see what happens. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. You got any questions, leave them down in the comments, message me. I'm elsewhere on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.